Hello, and welcome to today's skills video for PowerPoint 2019-365. Today we're shooting the answer key for the Domain 2 hands-on unit end exercise, all about managing slides. So let's go ahead and get started. As you can see, I have my instructions on the screen. You should have already downloaded the practice files and saved them to a folder on your desktop. So you should be there. If you aren't, go ahead and pause the video, go get your things, and let's get going. The second instruction is to open the Word outline file. We want to apply the text heading, the text style heading 1 to the first line and the text style heading 2 to all the other lines, and then save and close. So I already have this file open. I will select the first line and I will apply heading 1 from my Home tab, Styles group, Styles gallery up here. I will select all of the other lines and I will apply heading style 2. I will save and close. Okay, step number 3. Now open the presentation file and resize both it and the instructions so they're both visible on your desktop. So I'm going to resize that, and I have my two files, and they are resized so that the instructions take up the bottom bit of the screen, the PowerPoint takes up the top bit of the screen. I like it like this, so I'll go ahead and continue. In the presentation file, locate the slide navigation pane at left. That's this. Select slide number 2 before the interview. Okay, there we go. We will now use the Slides from Outline function to import a new slide. When prompted, browse to the Word outline file you edited in step 2 and select it. So I will go to the Home tab, to the New Slide button here, and I will come all the way down here to Slides from Outline. When prompted, here, I will navigate to my desktop, to the PowerPoint Domain 2 hands-on files, and I will go to the Word outline file that we just edited, and I will insert. And now a new slide appears. A new slide should insert itself into the number 3 spot, and it should be called Knowledge is Power. There it is, Knowledge is Power. Heading 1 is my title. Heading 2, everything I formatted as a heading 2 is a bullet point. But you will notice that it came through not quite like the others. It's got its own text, it's got its own color, it's not quite what I want. So I'm going to select the new slide with a single click. There it is. And I will modify it in 2 ways. First, I'm going to change the layout to title and content. So again, on the Home tab, in the Slides group, in the Layout drop down here, I will select Title and Content. So that changes some of the things here, but I don't get quite all the way there. I'm going to use the Reset command button to apply the presentation theme colors and fonts to the new slide. The Reset button is just below the Layout button, and it applies, again, the font, the colors, the sizes to this new slide that come with the theme. So now we're all fixed. That's great. Let's go on to step number 6. Okay, select slide 4, the in-person interviewing versus online interviewing. Now we're going to use the Reuse Slides function to bring in other slides from a different presentation. So again, this is the bottom half of the new slide button, but instead of grabbing Slides from Outline, we're going to grab Reuse Slides. It's going to open a sidebar over here that lets us navigate to a different slideshow and pull in slides from that show. So I'm going to browse to the desktop, to my file here where I downloaded my files from Talent, and I'm going to find the PowerPoint presentation called Reuse Slides, and I will select it. So you see these slides are now going to show up in my sidebar. There are 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. I'm going to insert them one at a time after slide number 4 here, and I do that just by clicking on them. I click slide number 4, slide number 5, 6, and 7. And now slide number 4 is my original in-person interviewing versus online interviewing, but now I have the big day, first impressions, during the interview, and questions and answers, which are the same names that you see over here. We will close the Reuse Slides sidebar. Okay, close that up. Move on to number 7. Select the last slide in this show. So I'm going to scroll all the way down this left sidebar and grab the You Got This slide. Now insert a new slide with the layout section header. Okay, So I'm going to go to the new slide, again, the bottom half of the button, and I want a section header slide layout, this one right here. And in the title placeholder, type the end. Okay, the end. And in the text placeholder right here, nice work. Typing is terrible. Nice work. Exclamation point. Okay. Number 8, we will now insert a Zoom summary slide. So let's select slide number 1, all the way back up at the top, interview like a boss. And we're going to click the Zoom command button. So we go to the Insert tab in the Links group, and we're going to go to the Zoom button right here, and we're going to select Summary Zoom. Okay, this will allow us to choose which are the chapter headers, basically. And we're going to mark slides 2, 5, and 9. And then we'll click Insert. So now we have slides 2, 5, and 9 on this slide as the headers of each section of the group of the slideshow. So notice a new slide has been inserted into your slideshow at the number 2 spot. There it is. Type Zoom Summary in the title placeholder of this new slide. Okay. Zoom Summary. Notice also that new sections have been created in the slide navigation pane at left. So here's our default section for the title, and here's our summary section. This is our summary slide, and then we have the before the interview section, we have the big day section, and we have the closing and follow-up section. Number 9, go into presentation mode and advance to your summary slide. It should be the second slide. Click on the first summary icon on the slide. There are 3, I will remind you, and click through all the slides within that section. Observe that we are automatically returned to the summary slides when you reach the end of a section. Repeat with the second and third, and then exit slideshow mode. All right, so I'll go ahead into presentation mode right here. And here I am. So here's my first slide. I advance to my Zoom summary screen. I click on the slide, I zoom in. I can click all the way through the section. When I get to the end, it pops me to the summary slide again. Click on this section, click through all of these slides, and I can click on the last section and click through all of the slides. And then we're back to the Zoom summary, and I can escape to get out of here. All right, great work. Number 10, select slide number 9. So let's cruise down here to slide number 9. This should be your questions and answers slide. Duplicate this slide and then change the title of the new copy to questions and answers continued. 2 ways to duplicate a slide. I can mouse over the slide in question, right click on it and choose duplicate slide, or on the home tab in the new slides group, there is a duplicate selected slides button right here. Either one will work. I duplicate the slide, I come in here, I change the name of the second slide because now I'm on the second one, right? Here's my original. Here's my duplicate, looks exactly the same. So I come back here, questions and answers continued. Great. Now select both the question and answer slides, the original plus the slide we just created, and hide them both using a command from the ribbon. So I select slide number 9, I'll hold down my shift key and select slide number 10. This allows me to select both slides. Using a command from the ribbon, I can hide. So I'm going to go to my slideshow tab here, and there is a hide slide button right here. So both slides are selected. When I click this, this will hide both slides. Note the slash through the numbers, and they kind of gray out. Now select just the original questions and answers slide and unhide it using the right-click method. So I will select any other slide, and then I'll come back and select just slide 9. Selecting any other slide just clears my double selection there, so I can be sure I'm only grabbing slide 9. I can right-click on the slide, and I can click this Hide Slide button again to unhide that slide. It comes back. So you can hide and unhide either using this button here on the Slideshow tab, or right-clicking on the slide or a selection of slides themselves. Okay, number 13. Select slide 16. This should be the new slide you inserted at the end of the slideshow. Modify the background of only this slide to use a pattern fill. So I'm going to go to the Design tab, And I'm going to go to the Format Background button right over here. And it says that it wants me to do a pattern fill, and it wants me to choose dotted 50%. So there's the dotted 50%. You just mouse over all of these options and they will announce their names to you. So I'm going to go with dotted 50%. Then close the Format Background sidebar. Done. However, please notice that if I wanted to apply this background to all of my slides, I have the Apply to All button right here. Otherwise, if I make a change, it applies only to my selected slide. Okay. Number 14, apply slide numbers to all slides in this presentation except the title slide. So let's go on up to Insert, and let's go to Header and Footer. And let's tell it we want the slide number. We want to apply to all. Let me move this out of the way so you can see. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. I'll just say apply to all. But I will also click the date and time, slide number, don't show on title slide. Now I will apply to all. And now if we go through here, here's my original slide, no number on it, but there's the number. I'll magnify this a little so you can see it. There's the footer number. There's the footer. There's the page slide number right there. There's the slide number that is going to be on all of my slides except the first one. Okay, done. Now, number 15, select slide number 9, questions and answers. There it is. And make it the beginning of a new section titled Q&A. So I'll go select slide 9. I'll go to my Home tab, and I will go to the Section button right here. And I will say, Add a section. And I will call this Q&A. And I will rename. And now you can see that there is a section called Q&A right above slide number 9. Move slide 14 into the slide number 7 spot. You can do this a couple of ways. You can always use your slide sorter view, but we've done that before. So let's just do this kind of the old-fashioned way. I'll go down and I'll grab a slide number 14. And if I click and drag, I can just move this fella up here and I can slide it into the number 7 spot. Just like that. Done. Okay, before slide number 1, there is a section named Default Section. All right, there it is. Rename it to Title Slide. So if I right-click on the default section here, I get the option to rename the section. I will rename it Title Slide. Rename. Renamed, and we are done. Congratulations. So that was a trip through the Domain 2 hands-on exercise answer key. If you spotted anything that gives you pause, if you did the same thing and came up with a different answer, or you did something different but came up with the same answer and you want to talk it through, I encourage you to reach out to your peers, find out if anyone else has had this experience, and then reach out to a facilitator or an instructor, and we would be happy to step you through what you did, what we did, and how we all ended up at the various places we ended up. As always, we encourage you to repeat this exercise in whole or in part until you feel really confident that you have it down cold, and then move on to the next domain. So congratulations, nice work, and good luck out there.